argument. It's a very, very important topic, argument and importing namespace. How we have to import the namespace from, I mean, UiPath Studio. So far, yeah. So far we have seen how to declare a variable, okay, and we have seen a few examples how to interact with the data type as well. So the continue of this one for variables. So we have important topic called arguments, which is very, very important in UiPath Studio. So what is an argument? Normally, you might have seen the arguments as well, right? So how to declare a variable we have seen. What is the argument? So arguments, simply I can say, the argument is a value which can be, which can be passed across the workflows. I have a value. Let's say example, a logged in information. Normally, whenever you're logged in into new application, right? That logged in username I want to pass across my application wherever I require, wherever I open the page, right? Where I want to display my logged in user information. This is my requirement. How we are going to achieve this? So by using argument concept in UiPath especially. So argument is nothing but the data, which can be used, pass the data from one workflow to another workflow. You know what is the workflow? So far we have created so variable in data types, right? The same thing in the same workflow, I want to pass some data, so from one workflow to another workflow, to make sure that we have to use argument concept in UiPath Studio especially. So they store data dynamically and passed on, which is nothing but I'm just passing some data to one workflow. In that workflow, the value may be changed. The value may be changed from that workflow. The updated value is going to be passed on to some other workflow. That is what it's saying. This value, whatever you pass in data from one workflow to another workflow, may be changed dynamically based on the requirement, based on the functionality. So UiPath supports large number of types of arguments, which is nothing but we can create generic variable as an argument. So we can create string as an argument. We can create boolean as an argument. Even we can create object as an argument. As a table, array also. Data table also we can pass from one data table to another table. So these are the data types data types values I can pass from one database, one workflow to another workflow. So very, very important topic here are the arguments have a specific directions. So there are three types of argument directions available in UiPath Studio. Number one is in, out, and property. So basically, three are in production. I mean to say that in UiPath, whatever we are using version, currently we are using this, three is available, but property is not available. Still is under construction from UiPath ends. Okay. So basically, we are going to talk about these three in this session. So I'm going to talk about argument panel. So this argument panels we have seen already, variable panel, where how to create a variable and how to select the data type and how to get the default value. And what is that? We have missed one more thing is called scope. Scope of the variable. That means that the bounds of the variable, the workflow, or within the workflow, we have a number of sequences. So how we have to maintain the bounds between these sequences by using scope concept. So we have seen a few examples in area class. Okay. So let's flip to the UiPath Studio, where I'm going to explain in detail about this argument panel. I'm just going to create a new class RQ demo. So far, any doubts?
No more, I'm clear.
Great. Okay, we just created one project called and say that arguments demo. So by default, it's going to create one main.exam. This is called a workflow area where we can go into. I mean, we are going to graphical design of your functionality or workflow. Fine. So this is the panel called. What I'm trying to say here is the variable which we have seen in Linux. Coming to the argument. So the argument panel is available next to the variable panel, so which is also contained the four columns. The one is name, direction, argument type, and default value. So we'll talk about the name. So name is very important. So make sure that this is the mandatory key when you create an argument. So make sure that we have to create argument name. So let's create an argument or name. When we talk about direction, there are basically four types of direction available, but three are in production. So in, out, in, out. So we'll talk in detail about this direction in few minutes. So argument type. So argument type is nothing but argument. So what are the argument which you want to pass? This is what previously we have seen that the argument have different types of type, a boolean, integer, string, object, array. Even we can pass data table as the argument from one data table to one workflow to another workflow. If you want to default value, so we can give default value to that argument. So this is how we have to create argument in UiPath Studio. Let's shift to the theory part of this one. The directions are available. The one is the argument. In, out, in, out. So very important. In. So when you select the direction of in, then argument can be used within a given workflow. So I have two workflows. So basically, I have two workflows. I have an argument type called in. This in that can be used. Given workflow. I'm going to pass to some other workflow. That's all. That is bound to that workflow alone. So we cannot from where he cannot pass to the some other workflow. So very simple. So the argument can be used within a given workflow. From calling workflow, call workflow, I'm going to pass to calling workflow. So basically, the workflow only that's going to use the in value. Let's skip to the UiPath Studio and let's create one small example about that. So I'm just going to create a new sequence in demo. Direction demo. So by default is come up with one, right? I'm going to create one more sequence. Callable flow. Okay, fine. So this is a workflow which I'm going to call from this workflow in direction, right? So coming to this here, okay, make sure that so what is the callable workflow? We have to create an argument. So argument, how we are going to create? So the argument, create an argument to make sure that it should be prefixed with the arg. The arg name. So the direction is in. So type is string. So I'm not declaring any default value. Fine. Now let's click to the indirection demo. Okay. Here. So what exactly you want to pass it? You have to pass some name. So the intention of this program is I'm going to pass name to the callable workflow. So this is called callable workflow. From here, I'm going to call this callable workflow. So before that, let's create one variable. Select the sequence, then create the str name mentioning. If you want to assign some value to this variable, how you are going to do? You're going to use I'm going to use assign activity. Here I'm just going to pass some value to I am in direction value. Okay. So this is a value I'm going to assign into my SCR name. So this value I'm going to pass it to this workflow. How we have to workflow? So we have this call this is actually called invoke workflow. Invoke workflow file. So after assign, to make sure that we can call it, so by default it is going to display like this. So what path text must be quoted should be I have to select which file you want to call it here. So click here. So which one you want to call? I mean, the one you want to call here, callable workflow. Click it. So make sure that you have to click first time import arguments. Here we go. It's not calling. There is a problem because it's not saved properly. Click here, save it. Yeah. Now come here. Let's try to import argument. Here we go. So argument in string. Here. So what exactly you are calling this workflow, and this value should be passed from here, right? So what is the value where we have stored here? We have stored it in str. Sorry, you could see here in edit workflow. I can see all. If you want to edit workflow, you can click on the edit. Don't click on the import. So very first time only we are going to click on the import argument. If you want to click on the edit argument, so click on edit argument. You can check everything is set. I mean set properly or not. And just click OK. Click save. Now let's move to the callable workflow. If you want to move from here, just we have a shortcut called select the workflow and click on left mouse. Here we go. So whatever I'm calling the value from indirection demo to here, I just want to display how you are going to display the value here. So I'm trying here. What I'm just going to do. New value plus or name. Save this. Let's move here. So make sure that we have to start from here. Then only this is going to work. So run it. Output here. See here. In value. Hello. I'm in direction value. So this is a value I printed from callable workflow, but this value has been passed from indirection. Here I declare I'm just going to pass it to callable workflow. That's it. I just pass the value. He is going to use it my value. That's all. That is about the indirection. Any doubts about indirection?
No.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I'm clear.
Thank you. Now I'm just going to create one more sequence called out direction. Let's click on out direction demo. So out is what? What is trying to say out? Argument can be passed data outside of given workflow. So very simple. I need data from callable workflow. I hope you got it. Very simple. I'm in currently workflow A. Okay. So inside my workflow A, I'm going to call workflow B. So in the workflow B, the value should return from the workflow B to A. That is what it's trying to say. The argument can be used to pass data outside of the given workflow. Let's look at the UI path and let us see a small example of that. This is called callable workflow. Here, I'm just going to delete this argument and I'm going to create or all of this. This one, I'm going to change it to all direction. What's the time being? Comment this. Let's go to the out direction demo. So I don't need some value when I'm working on this. Just I have given an example. Let's take let's consider this workflow A. By processing this workflow, I don't know the value. This value I want to get it from some other workflow. So by the time how we have to do, so let us create one variable here. The argument I have just created an argument called argument. So this should be output direction because I don't know the value. This argument alone, I'm going to pass it to so callable workflow. From that workflow, I'm going to get some value from there to here. And now this is a callable. What exactly I want to do is this value. Click on assign. Argument. Argument. I am out argument. Now okay. So I'm going to right line and I'm just timing and just selecting here. Save your workflow and let's put to the out direction demo. So here I just want to invoke the file. How we are going to invoke the file? Invoke workflow. Here I'm just going to call that callable flow. So import argument. Here we go. Argument, it should be output direction. So when you're calling, I mean both the workflows, right? The argument should be in the same direction as well as the name also should be same. Okay. And here I'm going to pass my argument call on the name. After calling that, I want to print the value which is going to return from the callable here. Out of the value or name. So this is the out direction. So I'm declaring one where argument name that should be out. So this one empty as I'm going to see I'm not declare any value here on the str name. From here I'm just calling. This is going to be connected here and it is going to return argue name from the callable workflow. So let us run this. How is it going to run? How is it going to work? Here we go. Out our value, so I'm out on value. So this is the value. I'm going to get it from the some other workflow. So I hope you got it. What is the difference between in and out? And let's create one more sequence, and we have to discuss. We'll discuss about in and out. So in and out argument can be used both in or out of a given flow. So very simple. I have some value in my in direction, and this in direction I'm going to push it into some other workflow where there should be written some out value from there to me. I have one for A, I have employee number, but the name. So name from the workflow B. So I am workflow A, and workflow B is there. From here, I know only employee number. So when you send this employee number to the second workflow, and this workflow B is going to process workflow number B. I mean workflow number, which is going to process employee number, and it is going to return name of the employee number to the workflow A. So this is how in and out will work. So let us go to the UiPath tutorial and we'll see a small example about that. Let's create a new sequence. And let's create one new sequence called in-out or demo. Okay, let's do one thing. Create one argument or name and just declare directionals in-out. Fine. The same thing, callable workflow. Okay. Hello. In and out. In and out. Hello, I am in and out arguments. Say this. It's basically real time, right? So I'm just telling, I'm just giving some salary, right? But A, which can only employee number. This employee number, I'm going to pass it to the, I'm going to pass it to the callable workflow. That means that workflow B. So in the workflow B, it is going to process on the employee number, and it is going to get the values of the particular employee number. And value is something about get the name of that employee number. This name is going to again send back to your, I mean, calling workflow. Okay. Now here argument. So before that, I just want to display what the value which we are getting from the calling workflow. That means that out, I mean in and out. Just print this in value or is the in value which I'm going to get it from the in out or demo. And this guy, what I tell is doing, he's going to add for this argument, is going to add some free values to it, and this value is going to send it to our farming workflow. Let's go to the new task demo. Only have to name for in and out. So assign it. So here I'm just declaring, I just given some. So this is the value. This may be input to the other workflow. That is going to process and back to me. This is for in out. So this value I am going to print it into here. Callable workflow. In value. Use space here. And or how do you have the sequence, right? And now let's in out argument. I just want to call that sequence, sorry, that workflow, how we are going to call it, invoke it, invoke the profile, or we can save, connect here, select the file where it is got located, callable workflow, import arguments, here we go. Make sure they have to pass this value, right? What exactly you have to pass? Ask. So after calling this, I want to print the out value from the other workflow. How we are going to print it? Print it by using white line. Out value So that's it. Save this and run from it. Here we go. So in values getting empty. So what could be the reason that we see this? So whether we have the value or not, this import argument argument so the direction is wrong, right? So make sure that this direction should be in and out. Okay, callable and go to the argument and this should be changed as in and out. We'll save this workflow. We'll save this and here we go. In value is 100. So this is 100. I'm just printing from the callable workflow, and from that I'm sending hello. I am in out an argument. I'm just passing. I'm just ordering this one with this value, and finally this value I'm printing from the. I'm going to print it from the in and out or demo. So this is how in and out argument will work in UiPath Studio. So any notes so far?
No, Mohan.
Yeah, Mohan, I had a doubt when we are using an argument in a large projects if you are using in a flowchart, do we need to
Hmm?
write all these arguments in this model itself, or else this will be giving the arguments in the argument panel itself?
Same model. Exactly the same model which we have right here. So
Okay,
no
for each.
changes in arguments in terms of it is a sequence or it is a flowchart, whatever it is.
Okay.
Where I'm not, this is a process. This is a process which we are going to send the arguments for the workflow I'm talking about. Workflow in terms of what is the workflow? Workflow is a combination of, again, is the combination of a sequence and flowchart, right?
Yeah, activities. Hello.
Right?
Yes, Mohan.
Yeah.
I'm getting a disturbance from
Okay.
your side, I think.
From my side?
Yes, Mohan. Like a bus sound.
Now, is it okay now?
Yeah, yeah. Like a background,
Okay.
it was getting.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Mohan. Just continue.
Okay. So these are things we have discussed. So next important topic is important namespaces. How we are going to import the namespaces. How we are going to work on it. So normally in VB.NET namespaces we first represent containers. So basically, what is a container? So namespace. I think you might have heard about what is a namespace, right? A
Yeah.
namespace is nothing but like a collection of logical classes. So collection of logical classes is nothing but like if you want to dealing with data table, if you want to dealing with data table, so data type, so make sure that we have to import one namespace. From that namespace, I can I can get the what I'm trying to say. I can get data table, data view, data column, and data row class from the system.data namespace. So for example, I think we have seen this, right? We have worked on data table. So we have worked on data type. So so we will see that how we are going to import the namespace from the UiPath Studio. That's with the UiPath Studio. So import namespace or imports panel is available here. Imports. I'm just clicking on imports tab. Here we go. Already these are all the imported namespaces for this so far. Okay. If you want to, system data is also available. Let's click this. So normally, if you want to import a namespace from here, just click here. See, when I click on system, obviously it is going to display the n number of namespaces from here. We can select the namespace. So system dot, here we go. If you want to import the namespace of system.data.sql or SQL client, you just click here. For time being, I'm just selecting SQL.data, which is already imported, and click OK. Click enter. So once we imported, right? So in here, I don't require. I'm going to select here. Click on the data table, and let's create um, one variable name called of type called data table. GT So this is, so what is that? Namespace is so system dot data table, right? The system dot data table. So obviously here, how we are going to create argument new new system dot dot data dot. So from this data namespace, I can access these type of classes. That means that so data row is a class, data column is a class. Okay, get exception, data set, data row view, so data table. These are all the classes which I'm going to extract from system.data namespace. So basically, data type is imported namespace is nothing but and once you one to say that when you import one namespace, from that namespace, I can extract logical classes. So namespace is nothing but a collection of logical classes. If I'm declaring, if importing this system.data namespace, obviously we are going to get the values which is present inside of that namespace. So what I'm doing here, I have declared one so data table type variable, and I'm creating instantiation of this. So creating instantiation is nothing but, so I'm going to create memory for this variable. System.data dot, what is type data? So this is how imported namespace is going to work in UiPath Studio. So far, any doubts in arguments and imported namespaces?
Yeah, in important namespaces,
Yeah.
uh, generally when we create a workflow, the namespaces are automatically imported for the container, like when we perform recordings.
By the time this is going to work.
Okay.
So basically, right, see, basically, by the time you are going with the recorder, by defaultly, what will happen, system.data might not be imported, right? By the time when I'm creating, when I'm trying to access data or doing some screen scraping or data scraping, by the time, or when you're doing with recording concepts, right? Obviously, the namespace is going to, imported, it is going to pick by defaultly.
Okay. Like when we are doing examples like this, how do we know that our data imported, our namespace is already imported or not?
If it is not imported, the class you cannot access it, right? Just an example, if the system the data is not imported, so by the time what will happen, this data table we cannot access it, right?
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Yeah. Any more questions? I think you might have heard about this chapter, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us discuss about a few interview concepts. Like so far, I have done for the curriculum part. For time being, right, as I requested, like so, let us few 15 minutes discuss about how we are going to work on. So
Yeah, okay.
basically, few questions, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have a
ma'am. Tell me,
question.
ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
I prefer, I tried to connect to Orchestrator.
Mm-hmm.
Like I downloaded the community version for Orchestrator,
Okay.
and when I publish some project from UiPath Studio to Orchestrator, it's storing in my local file.
Mm-hmm.
So it said that we need TFS for that. So I downloaded TFS in my local machine, and I created a local host for that, and I connected for I accessed the TFS from the UiPath Studio too.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though when I publish the project, it's not publishing in Orchestrator.
Okay. Can you share your screen? The
Yeah,
Orchestrator you install your machine, right? Did you install
yeah.
Orchestrator?
Not in my machine, in the web browser. I will show it once.
Okay.
I will share my screen.
Yeah. I'm just going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Orchestrator which I registered for.
No, I'm not able to see. I'm not able to see your screen. Share your screen.
Okay. It's showing it's sharing here.
Oh, so are you able to see Maruthi's machine?
Not the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my
No, I'm
UiPath
not able
Studio.
to see.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not able to see your screen.
Gone.
I'm just seeing only organizer ID.
Like, can you see my screen?
Maruti.
Yeah, Martha, I can see your screen.
Okay.
How come?
I think
No, I'm not able to see your screen. Can you stop sharing and say it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm able to see your screen.
Okay.
Again, it's gone. I mean,
Yeah. I'll
it's got
start it
this.
again. I think you can see it now.
Mm-hmm. No. I think it is taking some time.
Is it visible?
No, no, Maruti. So previously it was, but I think you hope by the time you might have disconnected, right?
Yeah. I think it's good now. Sai, can you see my screen?
yes, Martha, I can see your screen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Actually, my doubt was how to connect from UiPath Studio to Orchestrator.
Okay, that steps I'll give you. I mean, next class, Maruti. Okay.
Okay.
I have few steps for that actually. Basically, when we're done with real time, right? So we have to be, from your UiPath settings, right? At the bottom, if it is installed UiPath in your machine, right?
Okay.
From the bottom, I will tell you. One second. Okay, let me share my screen and tell you a few steps I remember right now. I'll tell you now. But I'm not able to see your screen till now. I don't know what could be the reason. I think you're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your
No,
screen, but
Mohan.
you're not presenting anything. Like it's came UiPath training. That's it.
Like the same thing, I can able to see your screen.
Okay. Yeah, it's visible now.
Hi, can you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Oh,
Mohan, I
fine.
can see.
Yeah, it's visible to me also now.
Fine. Okay, great. So normally, right, when you install how we have to link between your orchestrator and your local machine, right? Here we have a settings option. So for this settings, we need administrator rights. Here, so this is called your
Your screen is not
orchestrator URL.
sharing
You
now.
have to give.
Yeah, it's good now. Okay.
Not sharing.
Yeah, it's sharing now. Till now we are in the slide in imported argument.
Okay. Okay. So before that, we have to do a few steps actually. This is where we have to connect between your UiPath and orchestrator. So here we have to give your orchestrator URL and you have to give robot key. So robot key is nothing but your system local key, right? That means that we have, so from here, this robot key is going to be generated.
Where can I find this settings one? Like,
This settings, right?
yeah.
Here at the bottom, right? Here. Install. It's going to show your in taskbar in
Okay. Yeah.
settings.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is where we have to first of all we have to link between your um, machine, robot key, and your URL. I'll tell you these steps. Before that, we have to how to create robot key and all. I'll tell you. These steps I'll share it to you tomorrow night, Maruti.
Okay, Mohan.
And one more thing, Mohan, like we are doing
Yeah.
some research on this. Like we got to know,
Mm-hmm.
like when you're sending the workflow as an XAML file to in the form of nugget package to the orchestrator, then we'll be creating the environment
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be scheduling the processes as a robot. As a robot, it will be reading any script or else any file from the XAML file, or else just it will be performing as a mechanism.
See, so whatever the file, the same thing orchestrate is going to be released. For example,
Yeah.
we may written addition dot addition YAML file. Okay. When you publish this addition YAML file into the orchestrator, what will happen? Um, when you start robo, so this is going to automatically where this robo. Let's say example, this is your robo. When robo one is let's say your mission. So when kickstart robo from orchestrator, obviously what will happen? This is going to run from this machine. When you open this machine, obviously when you open and see this machine, right? Robo is performing how a human is doing. It is going to open your machine, when you open URL, entering your credentials and doing some operations.
Well, there is any extension file
Okay.
for the robot?
No, no extension file for robot.
Okay, if an interviewer asks like what is the extension file for the workflow means, we can say it is a XAML file. Whereas for the
Example.
orchestrator, we can say it is a nugget file. But no, software
No,
does.
no, no. There is no extension for Orchestrator. Orchestrator is a control room. So where I'm going to publish my file into the Orchestrator in the form of nugget package.
Yes, yes. I'm saying like dot nugget
Yeah,
package will be generated in the nugget file, right? Nugget package
yeah.
file. Whereas the robot
Yes.
will be not generated any extension.
No, robot will not generate any extension.
Okay, will not get any extension file from the
Yeah,
Robot is
orchestrator.
basically, yeah,
yeah,
robot is
Mohan.
nothing but
Actually,
based upon machine.
Sai's question is when we create a process in UiPath Studio, it will be generated as a XAML file. When we publish it to the orchestrator, we will publish it as a nugget file, nugget package. When we
Nugget
give
package.
the process to the robot, like bots, how is it
Mhm.
published? Like what is the extension file which we give to the robots, which we give to the bots?
Okay. So before bots, right, we have to create the process. Okay. So for that process, right, so what is the nugget package we are deploying into the orchestrator? So if you click on the process where we can see the nugget package, what we got installed.
Mhm.
Okay. From there, I'm going to create the process first of all. Let's say example, addition is my process, right? I'll select the installed so addition, right? Addition. The name of the project is same thing. Let's say example, my project is addition, right? Same thing. Nugget package will be there in the process. So I'm going to click on the create process. If you click on the process, I can able to see the deployed version. I mean deployed packages over there. The package name may be addition. So let's select the addition package. From there, I can give the name for the process. Once you give the name of the process, then we are going to assign the robots to the process. That's all. Got it, Maruti?
Mhm. Like just we are giving the scheduling the robot, which will not the robot cannot read
Assigning,
the any script
yeah,
or any kind of operation. Sorry, coding.
Robo. See, I'm just assigning that one. When I kickstart Robo, it's very simple. It is going to like Robo is what my machine one, right? So
Mhm.
machine one from there, it is going to publishing. Where it is going to publish? It is going to publish in application program data, app data. So from the app data, it is going to pull your UiPath, okay, UiPath Studio, and it will open UiPath Studio, and automatically is going to click F5. That is, Robo itself will be click F5. So obviously, what will happen? It is going to run from their Robo One local machine.
Okay, just
This
it's
is
an
what Chandra's
automation.
question very initially, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So very simple. Of five process. I mean, I have one process. For this process, five robots got assigned. Okay. When you deploy code, I mean, when you publish code from your local to your orchestrator, so what will happen? This is the code which is going to publish all these five robots local machines. Okay, understand this is very
Okay.
very important. When you click on robot, right, manually, if you click on the job from the orchestrator, how will the robo one is going to work? So robo one, it is going to the robo one machine. Okay, it is going to open the UiPath code from the app data folder. So once you open the UiPath, obviously how this is going to display like this. It is going to display like this, and robo itself click F5 by default. Are you
One more
getting my
thing.
point?
Yes, yes, more. And another
Yeah.
question, like
Just tell me.
after creating a machine, in the machine we can have an n number of robots, right? based on the capacity of the machine and how many robots we can build it. We can build it. As a robot, it can perform a multiple applications, multiple operations.
No,
Sorry.
the one machine is equals to one robot itself.
Okay, one
Very
machine, one
simple answer
robot.
for this. One machine, one robot itself. Inside the one machine, I can create multiple robots. I cannot create.
Okay, only one machine, one
It is
robot.
not possible with UiPath Studio.
Okay, and one
So
robot, one process only.
no. At a time, one robo will perform one process, but this robo can be assigned to the multiple process.
Okay.
Got it right?
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Good question there. Any more questions?
Yeah, actually, we will be having discussions daily. Chandra will be conducting
Great,
discussions.
great, great.
So we are getting us too many doubts. As we are
Correct.
doing in the studio, it's nothing. I think
Okay.
we are trying
You
to
see,
write
when you're
on a
coming to
paper
the
and
so when you're coming to the real time only, you will know like what exactly. So if you're doing certification, no, this will give. And I think if you're doing certification, right, we can't get the job immediately. I can
just
say.
one, just one. Yeah, that's
Ah,
right.
I'm right. These are the things not enclosed in that, right? Enclosed in that in the certification program and all, right? Nowhere they were nowhere mentioned these type of things.
Yeah. Okay.
So any more
Can you?
questions right today?
Yeah.
Um,
So the process does not have any dot extension file.
the robot.
No, no, no.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's
Process
the
also
thing.
will not have any extension.
Yeah. Okay.
Can
No,
ask
no.
like what are the extensions for the apartments? You need to say like a XAML file and when you are sending to the Orchestrator, it's a nugget packet. That's it, right?
I can track it. That's it.
Yeah, not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Mohan.
you, ma'am.
Yeah, if you give us some more information like more 3 to 4 questions, it's fine for us. But today, what may be
Okay,
asked
okay,
by the interviewer? Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay, discuss daily few things. Bring it to me. If you know, I'll explain on the fly. Otherwise, I will discuss it with my team.
Yeah, Mohan. One more thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Yeah, nothing more. Mm, will
Fine.
there be any? Yeah, it's okay.
Tell me. You're trying to say something, but you're stopping in the middle.
No, no, man. Like just generalized question. Like, will there be any questions on the namespaces? Like, how will be the, creating the collection of classes and everything?
No, namespace is nothing but default is there is for existing namespaces. We cannot create any namespaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we can create the packages even. So by using .NET components, so we can create the packages from the
Okay.
.NET. That installed component can be uh, installed in your UiPath Studio.
Okay.
From here, it will be like in your activity, right? It will be like how the activity studies. I will give an example here in upcoming sessions, right? It's very very
Okay,
important.
Mohan.
So I can these things you can add it to your into these activities. It is like user controls. I think you might have heard about in ASP.NET we have user controls. And we can create one control that can be added to your properties. I mean that can be added to your I mean controls panel, right? Okay.
Okay.
So like
Like
that
a
we can create
repository.
one activity. Yeah, repository. Repository is different. It's a list of design activities. I mean controls like checkbox control, button control. We have controls available in ASP.NET. The same thing. I can create the packages here. I think in the first class I told you that manage configures.
Okay,
So,
Mohan.
whenever you publish your package, right, that will be displayed here. When you click and you can install it. So we'll see this no upcoming session. You can see in detail. So any more questions for today, or else we can
No,
go to
Mohan.
wind up.
Yeah.
We'll see tomorrow's in detail.
One more
So
question. Like,
I'll
Mohan,
think that
like while
yeah.
managing the packages, The community edition we are having like a 5 to 6 open source. I think in the real time there will be a number of packages.
Yes, yes, there will be a lot of pack. What are the available? Right? You click on available. So this will be lot of packages will be displayed.
Okay, the studio which we are using right
PDF.
now in our local machine, it will be different from the real time.
No, it seems to be more or same.
Okay. Okay, man. I think in the next
Any
class
more
we need to
questions?
continue with the data table examples, as you are saying like in the last
No,
class.
data table. So data table, right? Data. Why I'm just I stop with examples and data table. Right? So we have to discuss on the control flow.
Okay, let's go with
So
it.
when we discuss the control flow, then only I can go ahead with how we have to look through the row by row. So we have desired the activities. By using the activities, I can explain the data table example.
Okay, Mohan. Okay.
Okay, guys. That's it for today.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can
ma'am.
wind up.
Thanks, ma'am.
Maruti,
Yeah.
Maruti, I have a question in that process. I'll get back to you on it. Okay, process. I
Okay,
think
okay, ma'am.
orchestration
Dot
is there.
extension. Okay,
Yeah,
ma'am.
but don't have right now. But I'll confirm you. Anyway, I cannot give
Yeah,
the false answer. Okay.
yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay, Maruti, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mohan.